that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, and I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. They had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on the Lion King, and certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud.
Okay. That's what he had posted. And then when the journalists were trying to ask him, like, yo, what's good, Donald Trump? Are you regretting for posting that video of showing the former president, Barack Obama and Michelle? He said no, he didn't make a mistake. He's not regretting anything. In case you don't know what he posted on his X platform, there is what he had posted. Just have a look. Yeah, so there is what he had posted. Actually, there is the full video that he had put on his social media handle. I'm talking about the X platform. So many people reacted on this. They said the video is racism. Donald Trump is very racist. That's what they said. So there is the video he did, ladies and gentlemen. And then after some times, I think because there was too much pressure on the same, he decided to put down the video. And so pulling down does not mean that he apologized, that he made a mistake. So he never did a mistake posting that kind of a video. So that's what he said in his previous interview when he was asked by the journalists. You know what I'm saying? So here is what the congressman reacted. This is how the U.S. White House congressman reacted on the video. So have a look. Yeah, so Congress members denounced President Trump's post with racist footage of Obama's and demand apology. So even though the congressmen are denounced on that post and also demanded that Donald Trump must apologize, but he never apologized. On the previous video that I played, he said he never did a mistake. Therefore, there's no good reason for him to apologize. Here is what some of the congressmen and some of other people reacted on their X platforms when they saw Trump posting that video. So here we have one, you can have a look. We have, he's called JB, and he said, Donald Trump is a racist. That's what he said. Donald Trump is a racist. Yeah, that's what he said after seeing that video. And then another reaction was right here. And he said, there is Senator Rogawika is saying, there is totally unacceptable. The president should take it down and apologize. So that's what he said, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Trump, of course, he took it down. He took the video down, but he never apologized. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's keep on checking out what other people said on the same. Here is another one. He's also the senator. He said, even if this was a Lion King meme, a reasonable person seems the racist. Context to this. The White House should do what anyone does when they make a mistake. I mean, remove this and apologize. That's what he said. That's what he said as well. The State House should be able to do what anyone else is doing. I mean, if you've made a mistake, You gotta pull down that post, you know what I'm saying, and apologize to the public that you made a mistake. But who is Donald Trump? He never cared. Of course, he pulled down the video. But again, when he was asked, he said he never did a mistake posting that video. If I was part of the interview crew, then I was to ask him, yo, then why did you pull it down if it wasn't a mistake? You know what I'm saying? So let's keep on seeing some of the reactions over here. Here is Mike Laura. He said the president's post is wrong and incredibly offensive, whether intentional or a mistake, and should be deleted immediately with an apology offered. That's what Mike said, but you know what? There was never apology on the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we keep on checking, and there's this. Is she a grandmother? Who is she? She is called Senator. Yeah, she is a Senator, Susan Collins. She said Tim is right. This was appealing. What the fuck are you talking about? You say Tim is right. The video was appealing. This shows how racist she is as well. I think she should be #1 fan of Donald Trump, not even Nicki Minaj in this case. Yeah, that lady should be the #1 fan of Donald Trump by just supporting him, by supporting him being racist. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what she said. Let's check another one over here. We have this one, and he said, Tim Scott. Tim Scott is saying, praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've ever seen out of this White House. The president should remove it. So for him, he said the president should be able to remove that video. And so that video was removed. So, but an apology was never issued on the same. So most of the people over there, they said you all need to put down that video. You know what I'm saying? But the video was pulled down, but there was never apology on the same. So we keep on seeing the screenshots of those people who reacted. Here is another one. He's saying, the president's post on Truth Social goes beyond a dog whistle. It's blatant racism, relying on imagery that is long been used to demean and dehumanize Black people. But this moment is about more than a single post. The words our leaders choose matter. The images they invoke matter. The shapes how we see one another and the kind of country we are deciding to be. Leadership is about bringing people together, not tearing each other apart. That's what he said. That's what he said, ladies and gentlemen. So we have another one right here. And she said, some folks still find Donald Trump's behavior shocking. I do not. What the? Okay. There is the man who built his political fortune by way of a vile campaign of bitter lies and harassment against President Obama. Boutrey has been his brand since day one, and the righteous men who surrounded him, enabling or endorsing his conduct aren't going to change that. As his scandal continue to escalate, And as he continues to lose the little lucidity that remains with him, I expect Donald to only retreat deeper into the sewers of racism and ignorance. That's where he is most at home. That's where he is most comfortable. So that that that's what she said. That what she said about Donald Trump's post. Yeah, so it's quite unfortunate. Let's see one more over here. Yeah, we have the US Rep Mike Turner saying, I do not feel the need to respond to every inflammatory statement made by the White House. However, the release of racist imagery of former President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama is offensive, heartbreaking, and unacceptable. President Trump should apologize. That's what that's what the U.S. representative Mike said about it. But you know what? Donald Trump never cared. So here is the last one, and he said President Obama and Michelle are brilliant, compassionate, and patriotic Americans. They represent the people of this country. Donald Trump is a vile, unhinged, and malignant bottom feeder. Why are GOP leaders like John Thune continuing to stand by this sick individual? Every single Republican must immediately denounce Donald Trump's distinguishing. Yeah, so that's what he said as well. So as different people reacted on the same. There are those people who are supporting this sick man by the name Trump. There are people supporting him like he did. What he did was just appealing, but I don't agree. I don't agree with that. There is a totally and 100% racism. So when he was engaged further in an interview, there is what he had to say. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look.
So, do you have any questions, John?
Mr. President, social media post that you took down earlier today, the White House says that a staffer sent it. Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
No, I looked at it. I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud, and I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we did it. You know, but that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, and I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. And they had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on The Lion King. And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it. And probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff on The Lion King. And a lot of people were covered on in different positions. So, but I spoke to Tim Scott. He was great. Tim is a great guy. He understood that 100%.
Y'all heard that. He said that he chose just to post that video on his X platform. By then, when there was too much pressure, of course, he didn't say that, but when there was too much pressure, he had to put down the video, and then he is being asked if he's apologizing and then saying he didn't make a mistake. Therefore, there's no good reason of apologizing, of posting that video, that racist video. So that's the one and only Sikh man in the US, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't know, we keep on following on the same. We'll keep on updating you as usual. So let's do this again, same time, same place, and God bless you, family.